You see from that Steelers defense, they've been so good against the run.
Yeah, everything they're at the advertise. I think they do a really good job of flying to the ball. Obviously, they do a really good job of creating turnovers, attacking the ball while they're tackling. So, definitely got to be super focused on the details and ball security. And like I said, it's a great defense, but at the same time, as a competitor, you look forward to a challenge like that.
Saquon, what have you seen? You've talked so much about how Jalen is as a leader, but what about AJ as a leader this year?
I think he's a great leader. That's something that you don't know walking into the door. Me obviously being a new guy here, but from the second I was able to meet him and conversations with him, the way that he carries himself, the way that he works, it's rare to see a guy that talented and have the accolades that he's had and accomplish the things that he's accomplished. And still, coming with the same mindset, with the work ethic that he has. So I'm a big fan of AJ. I've been vocal about that and happy to be on, have him as my teammate.
It'd probably be easier for any receiver to maybe think, you guys are running the ball a ton, obviously very successful, but he continually says he likes that you run it, you're doing great. He said something to you after every game or after this last game. Support, just what type of support have you experienced from him?
A lot. It's as expected. We're teammates. We want to see everybody succeed. At the same time, we all know the type of caliber player that he is and the things he's able to accomplish. Would he want to do more for the team? Of course. I don't think it's coming from a selfish way at all. From being able to sit down and have those conversations with him and get to know him personally, I know it's not at all. So he works hard. He puts a lot of effort in this, and he want to go out there. He want to ball out. So obviously, wide receivers might have a preconceived notion of them or how people view them, but I think our relationship and the way he comes in here, and you can't hear no one in his locker room say anything negative about that guy.
Did it stun you at all that there was any kind of controversy here at 11-2 that there might be any kind of even brush fire?
It's football. It's Philly. I've been part of Philly. I've been part of New York. Something got to happen. You know what I mean? Got to have some type of entertainment. But at the end of the day, only thing that matters is what we think in this locker room and how we operate in this locker room. And our job is to come here and answer questions, but respectfully, what you guys say or the stories or the narrative that created by the media. I shouldn't say you guys, and feel like I'm attacking you guys, but the media in general doesn't matter. It matters what we believe in this locker room, and there's a reason why we're 11-2 and we got 9 in a row, and we got a tough opponent coming in, and we're going to try to do the same thing.
In that talk you had a few weeks ago with BG's daughter, she asked you who the best player on the team was, and you said AJ. What about AJ kind of sticks out to you as a fellow star?
He's a freak of nature. He's weighs the same as me. He's bigger than me, and he can move like me. I just can't run routes like him. The most impressive thing about AJ to me is every time the ball, you got guys they catch the ball. When he catches the ball does not move at all. He has some of the most impressive hands. I kind of knew that even in New York and just watching film and seeing how he operates. Me and Daniel used to talk about that a lot actually. But he's a heck of a player, Hall of Fame caliber player, and excited to have him as my teammate.
Is this kind of like a new experience for you, having to deal with this whole long-pass balance type of thing? I'm sure it's probably something you didn't really deal with much with the Giants, but to hear all the talk this week about it and everything.
No one talked about it besides the media, so it's not it's not a problem for us. Obviously, we have to answer the questions, but when we sit here, like you said, Smitty, AJ, Jahan, all those guys have been super supportive, and we sit here and say what the standard is and what we want to accomplish, and that's winning football games. So we're not sitting at lunch table talking about, we need to throw the ball more. To be honest, you guys and the media are the one who's kind of created that narrative. So our focus is winning football games, and we're 11-2 right now. We got 9 wins in a row. We know there's a lot we can continue to improve on because of things we want to accomplish, and we got to keep on doing that.
I think Tomlin called this the PA State Championship. As a PA guy, is there significance to this game for you?
I didn't look at it that way. I know he said that. I guess no. The significance in the game is we got an AFC North opponent, knowing that they're going to be a tough physical team. And from my mindset and how I view it and how I've been watching film, well-coached team, a lot of talent over there. And like any week, it ain't going to be easy. They're definitely going to make it tough for us. So we got to go out there and do whatever we can to come out with a win.
How
Hey,
much
Glenn,
do
you
you?
kind of touched on this on Sunday. Is there like 100% confidence that this team has to throw the ball to win the game some week? That it's going to happen. It will happen. I think we talked about it Sunday.
Yeah, 100% confidence. I mean, we have A.J. Brown, we have Devontae Smith, we have Jalen Hurts. Like I said before, it's like, the goal is to win football games. Like, if we were throwing for 350 yards and we weren't rushing that great, would people still have the same conversations? It's not real. Like, what matters is winning football games. And yes, we want to do better. We know like the kind of talent that we have, and obviously the stats didn't match to the production we had in the past game last week. But like, that was last week. That was in the past. We learned from it. We see what we could have done better in the film, and now we get ready for the Steelers and attack them in a different way.
How much do you look forward to facing one of the top run defenses? Is that something
I
you
love
embrace?
it. I love it. It's a challenge. It's a challenge not only for me, but for the guys up front. We feel like we're one of, if not the best run groups in the NFL, and we know that when we play against teams, that's the goal is to stop that. And you gotta make it. You gotta make them stop it. We're gonna keep going, and if they can't, then they can't. And if they happen to do, we are more than capable of being able to throw the ball and win football games. And whether we have 10 passing yards and 10 rushing yards, 5 picks, 3 fumbles, and we win the game 3-0, because especially in play great and the defense play great, at the end of the day, we won the football game.
You were talking about AJ's leadership. You were a team leader in New York. This is a new situation for you. How has it grown that you're willing to give your voice? How do you think that part?
I don't think nothing changed. The only thing different for me is that in New York I had a C. Here I don't, and you don't really need a C to be a captain or be a leader. Do I always got to be the vocal, the rah-rah guy? No, that's not really my style. It's if I need to be, I definitely could be that. But there's so many other things you could do. It's how you come to work, how you carry yourself, the energy you could bring, bringing fun, bringing enjoyment. All those stuff go a long way. So nothing changed for me. Obviously, it wasn't gonna just come in here guns blazing saying, "Oh, I'm here. I'm a leader of the team." You got to earn. You got to respect that. Earn and get the respect of your teammates. And I think from the way I worked in OTAs and the way I've competed in OTAs and the camp, and obviously so far in the season, I've done that.
It seems Tomlin's one of those coaches who even guys on the other team had a lot of respect for. Is he someone you've interacted with?
I talked to him one time before we played him, and he told me it was going to be a long night, basically. And it was a long night. Last time I played the Steelers, I only ever played them once. I think I ended the game with like 10 rushing yards or something like that. But I've had teammates. Two of my best friends actually played there. The godfather of my daughter played there for a little bit of camp, and Marcus Allen, my teammate at Penn State, played there. So heard a lot of great things about him. The way he's been able to have a winning record for so many years. He's one of those guys you admire from afar, and he's done a lot for this game. And excited to be able to go against him again.
I'm curious. I'm sorry.
What makes Cam Hayward so difficult to go up against?
It's huge. I would say that he could play 2 gaps at once. He does a really good job of creating penetration. And all those guys over there, from Cam to TJ to all 3 levels, from the defensive line to the linebacker to the DBs, they play really well. They do a really, really good job of attacking the football. So that's something that I've definitely been focusing more on this week. Obviously, the main focus is take care of the ball. But if you do a really good job taking care of the ball, give yourself a chance to win football games.
You've always been up to date in our time around you on football history, whether it's running backs. You just mentioned Mike Tomlin's stats. You mentioned the Ravens record against against NFC East North teams. Is that your nature? Like, are you a devoted football fan? Do you research this stuff? I guess what's the background to that?
I used to be more growing up. You don't really have that much time when you're here, but this, I want to be on TV. I want to do kind of similar to what Strahan does, and half of my job talking about football, half of it talking about other stuff in life. But that's kind of where it stems from. And also, I feel like you want to be great, you got to be able to study the greats and learn from them. So I try to focus, and especially my position, of the history of the position and learning the position and watching those guys and seeing the stuff that they were able to accomplish. And as a competitor, try to go out there and go get them.
So what do you know about Eric Dickerson? What do you know about Dickerson?
I know a lot about Eric Dickerson. I know that he has the record. It's been there for 40 years, and you know, it's obviously I've heard the talks. I know the number. I know what it's to get. Kind of messed around with it, with the emotions of how I feel for it, but the mindset is, you know, don't be scared of it, embrace it. It's there. Challenge yourself to try to go get it. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning football games, and if that's in the way while we win football games, then that's in the way, and if it's not, then it's not.
Thank you.
Thank you.